Ain't even like that. Just trying to match my swag. 'Cause I'm so cold. Ain't even like that. Just trying to match my swag. 'Cause I'm so cold.
Okay, so today is Ose Ogun. Today we venerate our Baba Ogun. Okay, you guys know I am a child of Ogun and Obatala. Ogun having my head and Obatala having my feet. So Ogun don't play about me. Ogun's a very, very powerful energy. He's one of the powerful warriors, the Orisha that came down first with his chain, with Obatala right behind him. Obatala being the governor of Oris and the one who crafted the human bodies down on earth. Now, Baba Ogun is the Orisha with the biggest heart. There's a Pataki where he destroyed a whole town due to his anger of humans. The humans were fighting against each other, being greedy and angry with one another, and just doing foul things, with each other. And he was so pissed off at them that he just slewed the whole town. Just said, forget y'all. Y'all just are disrespectful. You guys don't respect Olodumare, each other. Let me just cut all y'all off. After his anger and after him just killing everyone, he felt so much remorse of his actions that he went into hiding. Like he just left in shame. Okay. And this is where Oshun had to go and trick him to come back. Okay. But that's a whole different pataki there. But he does represent integrity, grit, pure love, and empathy. This warrior Orisha is not one to play with due to his righteous love. Okay, so this is some things to think about when you are going to him, giving him his offerings, offering his prayers, your prayers to him, asking him to help you with just your relationship with love itself, also your relationship with anger, and just having the balance between your heart and mind, basically your feelings and just logical thought. Okay, and also righteous love. Now, this month is a month not only for Black History Month, but it's also a month for love. Many of us celebrate the pagan holiday of Valentine's Day. This day was created out of the lust for human flesh and pedophilia. If you guys don't know that, that is the history of Valentine's Day. The origin of the holiday is so grim and dark that many don't even know its true meaning. Many celebrate it in pure bliss and ignorance, and that is a necessity to feed one's ego and self-acceptance. Okay, you have some people that really rely on Valentine's Day, and it could really ruin a relationship with other people or themselves if they feel like they're not being venerated by those who they love and who they feel should love them. Okay, so with that type of energy, it's kind of like feeding the beast in a way, with the true origins of the holiday. Now, we live in a society where we look outside of ourselves for acceptance and for love, unwilling to look inside to find love of self. Many fear looking outside of ourselves due to the darkness and truth that it contains. In Christianity, it's a sin to rely on only the power of self. It is the pride of life, and only the Father in heaven can give you the power of self if you are on bended knees begging for forgiveness, for wanting to live life in the flesh for its full capacity. Now, being in love with life in this realm is a sin, and you will be doomed for hell. That's what Christianity promotes. Okay, you're born in sin, you're a sinner. You shouldn't want to live this life to the full capacity because that's being the devil. Okay, a lot of us being brought up in Christianity, that is one thing that we learn and we're ashamed of. Now, this concept has led many to live their life in fear of truly seeking oneself and yet seeking a face of a false God whose belief system is new on this planet Earth. Christianity is brand new, it just got here. Okay, so you would think that there's deeper knowledge to cause and create fear in others. Now we are all remnants of the all, the source, the most high God. When you tap deep within yourself, you're going to find God, the God in you, the part of God that you represent in this world, in this incarnation. When you truly know God, this is when you find true love. When you begin to know how to love oneself as God loves you. Okay. And you learn this because you find God in you, because you find that you are God, the image of God. And once you see how much God truly loves you, truly believes in you, then you will start loving yourself correctly as God loves you. Now, when was the last time you looked in a mirror and told yourself, Self, I love you? When was the last time y'all did that?
I did it today, actually.
Okay. Just one. Now we all, good, good. Now we all get off the phone telling our loved ones, our friends, how much we love them. Then we hang up in the silence. And the silence, many of us could feel tired, drained, emptiness, and loneliness because we poured so much into that phone call, poured so much to the other person. Some of us poured out so much love that we have none left in our cup for ourselves. So tell me, when was the last time you experienced full passion about yourself, about your path, your journey? Okay. We have to make sure that we take time with ourselves and tap into the glory within ourselves. Okay. We should always be happy to wake up because we have another opportunity to live, to grow, to prosper, to be passionate about our life and our journey. Okay. It should never feel like a task, but more of a blessing to be on this path. Now, love is a taught emotion. What we know of love stems from our first love, which is our parents. This relationship between a parent and a child is very vital and it grooms a child's capacity of love. Any extreme of this motion, whether in lack or an overdose, can cripple a child. Now, have you noticed the comparisons in which your love for your parents and the love of your partners resemble themselves? There can be repeated cycles in life in regards to love if one does not take the time to consider this question. Okay, so it's always good to reflect that. Now, there's a quote by some saying that they're a lover, not a fighter. Man, I ain't gonna fight. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I'm a lover. I'm not a fighter. You know, you hear people say that.
Hmm.
Now, this is wrong because you must be both. Okay, this is what Baba represents. That's Shay, Marisha. You have to be both. Okay. These two characteristics must be balanced, just like Ogun. He's a lover and a warrior. Okay. You must fight for your heart to be balanced and pure in this world. You must love those who are less fortunate in spirit and materially. You must fight for the God given right to love yourself first. You must be the lover of self, filling your own cup before you begin to pour into others. Now, self love involves setting healthy boundaries, of course. We might not be used to setting or no longer denying our innermost needs, okay, or adopting a new perspective. These remove the stories in our head that are dependent on the actions or words of others or the rigid expectations we hold in to our mind. So, to reword this, self love creates healthy boundaries between those that we are in relationships with. Okay. Us not playing the martyr, giving up ourselves to please others, to show them our love, thinking that same energy is going to be reciprocated back to us. Okay. We have to change the perspective in our mind on how we're loving others and how we're loving ourselves. Okay. We can't be dependent on actions and words from others, rather, more so of how we reflect love off of us. Okay. So we have to really change the mindset on how we perceive love and how we give out love. Okay. The expectation from love from others. Okay. There'll have to be sometimes a rerouting, a rewiring, a renewing of our mind with that. Because it's all about perception. The things that we perceive is how we reflect. So one thing that I want for us to start doing on a regular basis, I think I don't think I have that in the mentorship where we are doing self-love stuff. I think in tier 3, we just do some type of self-love reading. But I think in tier 1 and tier 2, I don't provide that. But I want you guys to start thinking about doing these things on a daily basis. Okay. Acts of self-care. Now, acts of self-care involves rest, pampering, participating in activities that improve your mood and that brings enjoyment in your life. Yes. So you guys already know. Okay. That's good. Yes. That's good, Keon. Um, Now remember, self-love isn't self-indulgence. Okay. So it's not an excuse for us to let ourselves off the hook. So while we're pampering ourselves, we have to make sure that we're holding ourselves accountable to our goals that we set for our growth. Okay. We have to make sure that we're taking the steps to fuel our self-love rather than allowing negative thinking or to fuel our self-perception that isn't very loving. All right. So we have to make sure that as we're pampering ourselves and loving ourselves, we're doing this as adding positive energy, positive ions into our frequency, into our body. Okay. In a way, allows us to detox those negative ions, those negative energies, those negative concepts that we've grown in our minds since childhood. Okay. So this will be a way for you to actively rewire your brain. All right. To be able to control how you perceive love and how you perceive yourself. All right. So we have to make sure in the beginning that we do accept ourselves. Okay. Where you are currently. All right. A lot of us like to look at where we want to be and don't accept where we are. Okay. You have to start from where you are right now in order to get to where you want to. All right. This is how you recognize those things that need to be tweaked in a way, accepted in a way, mastered in a way for you to go into the realm or the vibration that you desire. Now, too often our minds become overrun with critical and mental chatter. This limits our beliefs about what we are capable of doing. Now, when we're consumed by thoughts, it's difficult to offer ourselves gentleness or recognize our strengths. You won't talk like this to a friend, okay? How you talk to yourself in your head, you know you won't talk to a friend like this when they're in need of you, okay? So you have to make sure that you're gentle with yourself, okay? And set that to your mind. To practice self-love is to find that same friendly compassion for ourselves. Self-love is learned and cultivated through daily intention actions and support our development, okay? And I know from reality, because I used to look at myself and talk shit to myself in the mirror. Crazy stuff. You know, we have to rewire that. You may not like what you see because you wish that you looked like something else or had this or was how you used to had your body from high school or blah, 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 whatever. But you have to accept where you are right now. Okay. You're still worthy to be loved. All right. Not only by others, but from yourself. And it begins from yourself. Okay. All right. Let somebody in. Now, there are many reasons that it could be difficult to practice self-love. Some reasons stem from a misunderstanding of what it means to do so. The very notion is often conflated with narcissism or selfishness. You know, sometimes people think it's you're a narcissistic person or a selfish person when you love yourself too much. It's because they don't know how to love themselves. That's a reflection of their own mind and their own perception. Now, some of us worry that if we express these positive feelings of ourselves, that we're going to appear absorbed or arrogant. It doesn't matter. All it matters is what you feel. Okay? Because there's a difference between these character traits and the experience of genuine confidence. All right? We have to make sure, even though we're feeling these ways about ourselves, that we still are vibrating in the energy of gratitude. All right? And gratitude for who we are, why we are, and whose we are. Okay, so it's not about elevating ourselves above anyone else. It's about appreciating our own uniqueness separated from others and their opinions. All right. Now, in society, we do live in a society that it's always about achievement, always about how you're going to one up someone, how you're going to be the best, how you're going to make more money, how you're more fly, how you got the newest car, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And these things are measured against one another. All right. This marks if you're a successful person or not through materialistic things. This is when we fall short. Okay. We fall into a mental storyline around inadequacy or failure. Okay. And become very overcritical about ourselves. All right. So to make sure that we're also not leaning onto these things to give us value. All those things are going to burn up in the fire. And in the end, what's going to be left is your spirit, your soul. That's what's going to be left in the end. That's what makes you immortal and eternal. Okay. So that what matters the most. So make sure that you're treating yourself with kindness. Okay. And have a powerful impact on your thinking. All right. Now, a lot of times we could go back to certain things because things trigger us. People trigger us, situations trigger us. We could be on social media and become triggered just by scrolling. Okay. So we have to make sure that we are masters of our minds. And what helps us with this is meditation. You guys know I love to talk about meditation because meditation is very, very healing, very eye-opening. Meditation helps you go into the realm to where you could see the all, the full perspective of the why. Okay. When you're always down here looking in the 3D, it's a tunnel vision of only this realm. You got to go above the firmament. You got to go above the cosmos. Okay. You got to go into the different dimensions in order for you to understand what's really going on. Okay. So with meditation, what it does, it helps you with your thoughts. A lot of you guys say, yeah, I can't stop thinking. That's why I can't meditate. I can't turn my brain off. You're not supposed to. The first 10, 15 minutes of meditation is you learning your mind, learning how it ticks. Like, dang, why I think like that? Dang, why is this coming to mind? Why am I worried about this when I need to be doing this? You're basically learning how your mind ticks, how it sets, how it's created. You're learning yourself. It's almost like a psychoanalysis when you begin meditation. So just let the thoughts run. Don't dwell on each thought. Just let it run like a movie. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Sooner or later within a meditation, it's going to quiet down. Okay. And that's when you start going into the zone. And that's when you start feeling light bodied. You go into your light body. And some of you guys may actually astral travel during that point. Okay. And that's when you really get into the nick of things, into that real stuff, and really start getting the true downloads of what you're supposed to know. Okay. So give it time. But it's going to help you with mastering your thoughts, the coming and going of these thoughts. So let them come and let them go. All right. So we have to understand that we're not the way that we think. Once we do that, we'll understand that I don't think daydream is a form of meditation, but daydream is a form of manifestation. I would say it's a form of manifestation because that is you creating your imagination to where you're seeing how you want your life to be or how you want something to manifest into your world. So I would say that's a form of manifestation. Okay. A lot of us began daydreaming as kids. I know I did because that was my happy place. I didn't like where I was. So I created this whole new identity, whole new reality to go to whenever I didn't want to be here. So a lot of times that could seem like a whole new world, like a whole new dimension. but really it's a way of manifestation. Okay. Yeah. Um, Jahira, just like I said, it's all about minding your mind. So just let the thoughts run through, but you have to give it time. The way that you can master your mind in meditation is by letting the thoughts run. Not okay, I forgot to take the chicken out the freezer. Dang, when I want to do it, how long it's going to be. Instead of just thinking of when you're going to do it, how long it's going to take for you to go get there and do it, just let it go. Okay, yeah, I got to do that. Next, you have to run it like a cycle. And all of a sudden, it's going to wash itself out. Just trust me. Okay. Yeah. Now, sometimes when those thoughts come, Arisha, instead of you questioning it, you'll receive a download of it in the meditation. So as soon as if you let it go, it'll come to you. But if you hold on to it and think about it and dwell on it, then you're creating a negative emotion about it, especially if it's a negative thought and emotion. It's kind of like you're fighting against it. And you're still thinking with your 3D mind on how to solve this question or dilemma. All right. So it's about almost like a wash and go. You're washing and rinsing through your thoughts. And then spirit sees that, your higher self sees that, higher self sees that. And then once you're in the realm, when you're ascended in meditation, then the questions and the answers and the understanding will come to you. So even if it's not addressed, that's how you know it's very um miscule for you to be able to even give it thought. All right. A lot of the times the things that we think, it's just a waste of energy. Okay. It's meant to throw us off. All right. So we have to be mindful of that, because sometimes the thoughts that we have are not our own. They're whispers from an entity.
Yeah,
Okay.
discernment is real. The discernment is real.
Mhm. So we have to make sure that even while we're doing that, this is how we know our own voice and our own thoughts as well. Okay. It's a lot of layers to it. So this is why I always say meditate every day, every day, every day, every day. Okay. So we have to also be compassionate with ourselves. Okay. With our thoughts. All right. It doesn't mean replacing our negative mental chatter with positive thoughts, but instead it means about learning to see through nature, to the nature of thought itself altogether. Okay. So meditation teaches us that it doesn't matter what type of thoughts crop up about ourselves or what other people think about us. Okay. We have to think about the quiet confidence that is impacted by external events or opinions. Okay. So these are 6 things that I want you guys to think about on your self-love journey. 6 things that I want you guys to practice if you can on a regular basis, like weekly, do so. If you guys could be mindful during meditation about this every day, that's good too. Okay. But I want you guys to make sure that you're embracing meditation and mindfulness. So, of course, meditate every day. But when you're out of meditation, how are you thinking? What type of thoughts run through your mind? Are you checking yourself when a negative thought comes in it, or are you entertaining that? Be mindful of every thought that comes to pass. Okay. The second thing is to express gratitude to yourself. Be thankful for who you are, what you've been through, and where you're going. Gratitude is key. It's a very, very big component. And even your thought process, okay? And just life in general. We have to be grateful. So make sure you're practicing gratitude for yourself. 3, practice self-care. Okay. If you ain't got no money to get a pedicure, you could go to the dollar store and get some stuff to do a pedicure at home. You ain't got no foot soak, you could sit on the edge of the tub and soak your feet before you do your feet. Okay. Get a pedicure. Do a manicure. Do a facial scrub or a mask. Okay. Do a deep conditioning. a body scrub. Love on yourself. I was gonna say something else, but I can't say it. But I was gonna say I'm gonna say it nicely because you know how you guys know I be talking crazy. Okay.
I know where this is going.
Shave them special parts. Yeah, I don't care if you ain't doing nothing. Get rid of that. Okay. Be silky smooth. There you go. I can't do that down there. So I just rather shave because ain't nobody got time. I can't do that. So we want to be silky smooth. Okay. We want to be in the bed against ourselves, loving on ourselves. Okay. Wear that lingerie, wear that pretty robe. Okay. Drink you some tea. All right. Watch you a girly movie, even to make you cry. All right. Practice that self care. Take care of yourself. 4, set boundaries. If you want to say no, say no. Don't think they're going to think less of you because you said no. Set boundaries for yourself. You come first. If you don't have time for it, you don't have the energy for it, you don't have the money for it, no. Even set boundaries for yourself. You know what you deserve to apply to yourself and to your own energies as well. And this is even going with food. We have to watch those things that we're eating because those things that we're eating also has energetic vibrations that could affect the way that we think as well. So if your ancestors been telling you to cut out meat, cut out fish, cut out sugar, why you ain't listening yet? Okay. 5, let go of comparisons. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Stop comparing yourself to your parents, to your friends, to them BBLW girls on Instagram that's broke, sleeping on an air mattress, but act like they're rich. Stop comparing yourself to people. Okay. The world is all a facade, it's all a stage. Okay. Let go of comparisons of that was taught to you on how you're supposed to be at an age, or you're supposed to go. Just let that go. Okay. And number 6, I want you guys to forgive yourselves. This is very important. Forgive yourselves. Past, present, future. Forgive yourself. Okay. Learn to do that. Sometimes we could punish our own selves for that. This is why we haven't been loving on ourselves, because we haven't forgiven ourselves for what happened. It's okay to forgive yourself. Okay. Everything is a lesson for everything. Okay. Now, I do have a list of mantras that I'd like you guys to say in the mirror. What I'm going to do is I'm going to post these mantras in the chat. So you guys could kind of pick and choose what you want because there's a whole bunch of them. It's at least like 25. Okay. What I'll probably do is make it into a nice little cute one sheet. You could print it out and you could post it on your mirror in the bathroom. So after you brush your teeth, wash your face or your body, you could take a look at the mirror. Okay. Being naked, because naked is you're at your most vulnerable. Placing your hand over your heart chakra and over your solar plexus. Okay. Looking into the mirror, deep into your eyes and saying these mantras. So like I said, you could say all of these or you could say some of these, but this will shift your vibration in the morning as you go throughout your day. Okay. So when you wake up, say hello to the ancestors, thank the ancestors, be in gratitude for yourself. Okay. Get up, wash your butt, say your morning mantras, do your ori, however you want to do it. You even had a cup of coffee and you're already vibrating so high. Okay. If you guys make this a routine, regular routine, you guys will be straight. Okay. And then you're going to realize once you miss a step, how different your day will go, how different your day will be from after doing this. Okay. So I'm going to drop that in the chat today. So as we venerate Baba Ogun, we have to make sure that we ask Baba that he reveals these things that may be blocking our heart chakra, that may be preventing us from loving ourselves correctly. We're going to ask him for him to teach us how to fight for ourselves with our birthright of love. We're also going to ask that he bestows his strength and protection upon us as we journey on this path of self-love. Okay. So like I said, I pray that you guys do continue to practice self-love on a regular basis and become balanced with your heart, mind, and soul. All right. So that concludes the lesson today about self-love. Like I said, I want to talk about that because of who Baba represents. Baba could see your hearts. So take on to this energy if needed. If you guys are needing to work on this. All right. It could go either way. I'm not saying that you guys may not love yourselves, but everybody has some type of issue or perspective when this pertains to their life.
No carbon copy. Ain't even like that.